Hey there, gaming enthusiasts! Welcome to Gaming Axia, your go-to source for all amazing games. Open-world RPGs have that special power to pull you in with massive worlds, unforgettable stories, and endless things to do. In this video, we're diving into the best open-world RPGs that will absolutely hook you for hours. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! On number 20, we have Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. This version gives a fresh coat of paint to one of Bethesda's weirdest and most charming RPGs, and somehow it still has that magic. You play in a big open fantasy world where you can do just about anything. Want to be a wizard? Done. A thief? Go for it. And this remaster smooths out a lot of the old jank. Better graphics, an improved UI, a sprint button, and a more modern leveling system that makes the game way easier to get into. If you've never played Oblivion, this is the best way to jump in. On number 19, we have Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. This is a massive open-world RPG that finally makes its big return, this time with some much-needed upgrades. You play as a silent custom character trying to help humanity survive after crash landing on an alien planet called Mira. The main story isn't the strongest part of the game, especially compared to other Xenoblade titles, but the real magic is in the world itself. Mira is huge. I'm talking about 5 giant regions, each with its own vibe. Just exploring is a blast, and once you unlock your mech, called a skell, that fun goes to another level. You can zoom across the land, battle huge creatures, and eventually even fly, reaching places you couldn't touch before. On number 18, we have Final Fantasy XV. This game opens with the message, a Final Fantasy for fans and first-timers. And honestly, that sums it up pretty well. Let's start with the open world, because that's what this list is all about. It's the first mainline Final Fantasy that really goes all in on open world design. You can spend hours doing side quests, hunting monsters, or just exploring. You'll spend a lot of time in your car, the regalia, traveling between locations. Sometimes you can fast travel, but other times you'll have to sit through long drives. That can be a little annoying if you're in a hurry, but during these drives, you get to hear the crew chat, share jokes, or even play old Final Fantasy music. On number 17, we have Middle-earth: Shadow of War. This isn't just another open-world action game. The real magic is in the Nemesis system. Every enemy captain you meet feels like a mini-boss with their own name, voice, personality, and fighting style. And the interesting thing is, they remembers you. If they beat you, they get stronger and come back later to taunt you. If you beat them, you can either kill them or recruit them into your army. It makes every fight feel personal and exciting. On number 16, we have Dying Light 2: Stay Human. This is one of the weirdest but coolest open-world zombie RPGs out there. The highlight is definitely the parkour. The movement in this game feels amazing. You can climb, run across walls, swing with a grappling hook, and even glide through the air with a paraglider. The city is your playground, and staying on the rooftops is key, especially at night when the streets are swarming with zombies. Not only that, you're infected too, so you constantly need to stay in UV light or risk turning into a zombie. That adds real pressure. You always have to think whether to go off the path to explore and risk dying or play it safe and stick to the objective. On number 15, we have Gothic 3. This is a big open-world action RPG that says, go wherever you want, do whatever you want. And on paper, that sounds awesome. The world is huge and honestly looks great for a game of its time. Cities are under orc control, and you're free to help rebels, orcs, desert clans, whoever you want. Your choice will shape the world. On top of that, there's a reputation system too. You can do quests, earn respect, unlock new missions, and build your character however you like. On number 14, we have Borderlands 2. This is a semi-open world, first-person looter-shooter RPG made by Gearbox Software. It came out quite a while ago, but even today, it's still one of the most fun and chaotic shooters you can play. The game is packed with guns. Like seriously, there are thousands of different weapons, and each one has something unique about it. Some guns explode when you reload, others shoot fire, lasers, or even acid. It never gets old. In addition to that, you can choose from different classes, and what's cool is that you're not locked into one playstyle. Each class has its own special ability, but you can build your character however you like using skill trees. On number 13, we have Starfield. This is one of those games that feels huge from the moment you start playing. The world is really massive. Every planet has different points of interest. Maybe a pirate base, an alien cave, or an old lab full of surprises. The beauty of Starfield is that you can play it at your own pace. One moment you're building a base, and the next you're chasing down a distress signal. Everything feels like part of a much bigger adventure. On number 12, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The game might be set in ancient Greece, but there's nothing minimal about it. This game is massive. It's one of the biggest, most colorful, and most impressive open worlds Ubisoft has ever made. From endless side quests to hidden secrets, there's always something to explore. And your choices actually matter: who lives, who dies, who you romance, it's all up to you. Dialogue can shape your story in big ways, so choose carefully, unless you're planning to reload your save. On number 11, we have Dragon's Dogma 2. If you had to sum up Dragon's Dogma 2 in one sentence, it chooses fun over polish. It's not like other serious open-world RPG games. Honestly, half the time, you won't even know if what just happened was part of the game or some weird bug. Like when you're buying gear in town and suddenly a troll shows up in the middle of the market. You fight it, destroy half the place, and then everyone just goes back to their day like nothing happened. Was that supposed to happen? Who knows? But it makes a great story. On number 10, we have Hogwarts Legacy. So I've always dreamed of walking through the halls of Hogwarts, and Hogwarts Legacy finally lets us do that. An open world RPG set in the wizarding world? Yeah, I was all in. You play as a brand new 5th year student who's somehow just now joining Hogwarts. Turns out you can see and control something called ancient magic, and that makes you very interesting to some very dangerous people. You do go to class, but don't worry, it's not a full school simulator. Classes are more like part of the story. You'll learn spells, complete professor assignments, and unlock upgrades. On number 9, we have Horizon Forbidden West. Let's start with the world because wow, this game is stunning. Mountains, deserts, ruins, oceans, every part of the map looks like it was handcrafted. Even random NPCs look incredible. Gameplay-wise, Forbidden West builds on Zero Dawn in the best way possible. The combat is faster, smarter, and more challenging. Fighting these giant machines feels like a mix of Monster Hunter and Dead Space. You're dodging attacks, breaking off parts, using traps, switching weapons. It's more than just button mashing. On number 8, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. At first, the game looks like just another medieval RPG, but it's not. This game doesn't care if you're the hero. You can't just loot everything, win every fight, or fast travel your way out of trouble. The game is slow, grounded, and honestly kind of brutal at first. But when you stop playing it like Skyrim and start living in its world, everything changes. Suddenly, even the smallest tasks, hauling sacks, brewing potions, cleaning up after others, feel rewarding. The game goes from frustrating to unforgettable, and before you know it, you're lost in one of the most immersive RPGs out there. On number 7, we have Fallout 4. The game throws you into a retro-futuristic world right as the bombs fall in 2077. You escape into a vault, and 200 years later, you wake up to find the world completely destroyed. From that moment on, Fallout 4 lets you do whatever you want. Explore the ruins, build your own base, join different factions, or go off the rails and start causing chaos. It's all up to you. There's a main quest if you want to follow it, but honestly, getting lost in side missions, looting junk, or blasting super mutants is just as fun. I've already spent over 280 hours wandering the game, and I'd do it all over again. On number 6, we have Dragon Age Inquisition. At its core, Inquisition is a massive fantasy RPG. You will lead the Inquisition, a group trying to bring order to chaos. You make big choices that affect how people see you, who joins your cause, and how events unfold. Alongside you are a mix of warriors, mages, and spies, each with their own backstories, personalities, and problems. The gameplay sits somewhere between tactical RPG and action RPG. You can pause and give orders like in classic Dragon Age, or go full action mode and tweak your companion's behavior with sliders. It tries to please everyone, and for the most part, it works. On number 5, we have Cyberpunk 2077. The game has come a long way since its rough launch back in 2020. The game feels alive now. Night City is packed with detail, vibrant, dangerous, and just dripping with personality. CD Projekt Red clearly put in the work. The gameplay itself, surprisingly tight. Whether you're slowing time and landing headshots or slicing up enemies with gorilla arms, it just feels good. I've played a lot of shooters, but Cyberpunk kept me engaged the whole way thanks to the cyberware system and the flexibility in builds. On number 4, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the second chapter in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, picking up where the last one left off. If you played the original game, you'll recognize a lot of iconic moments, but Rebirth isn't just a rehash, it brings new twists, expanded storylines, and deeper character moments. Visually, this game is stunning, the landscapes are breathtaking, and the character models look better than ever. Cutscenes are cinematic and emotionally impactful, and the voice acting is top-notch, especially with returning cast members. If you loved Final Fantasy VII Remake, this one improves on it in every way. It's longer, more detailed, more emotional, and packed with things to do. Easily one of the best looking and best playing RPGs of the modern era. On number 3, we have The Witcher 3. Yeah, most people already know this game is a masterpiece. The game's writing is sharp, the characters are layered, and the voice acting is top tier. Geralt's gruff voice is iconic by now, and the people you meet range from hilarious to heartbreaking. Some choices will change how entire regions react to you, and even though it's a dark world, there's still room for humor, romance, and quiet moments that make it all feel human. The combat is fast and satisfying, especially when you use Geralt's signs, magical abilities that can stun, burn, or shield you in the middle of a fight. Over time, you'll upgrade your gear, learn new skills, and brew powerful potions that help you take on tougher monsters. On number 2, we have Elden Ring. Every once in a while, a game shows up and completely takes over your world. For me, that game is Elden Ring. This isn't your typical open world. Elden Ring gives you freedom like never before. You can follow the main path if you want, but the real magic, it's in getting lost. You'll mark one place on your map, then get sidetracked and stumble into an entirely new area, a hidden dungeon, or some wild boss you weren't expecting. It's the kind of game that rewards your curiosity at every turn. The game never stops surprising me. It's the kind of game you just live in. On number 1, we have The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. There's not much I can say about Skyrim that you probably haven't heard already. Since it launched back in 2011, people have praised it to no end, and honestly, for good reason. This game didn't just set a new standard for open-world RPGs, it changed the way we think about them. And for me personally, Skyrim is the game that got me deep into gaming in the first place. Despite all the bugs, weird physics, and memes, Skyrim remains one of the most iconic and replayable games ever made. It's no surprise it keeps getting remastered and re-released. This game has become a timeless classic. And there you have it, fellow gamers. Which game is your favorite? Did we miss one that deserves a spot on the list? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic gaming content, and ring that bell so you're always up to date on the latest and greatest games. Until next time, and happy gaming.